Hello! What is up, guys? My name is Christine and I am back with a new video. I'm currently filming on my new camera. I just bought it like yesterday and I am honestly so excited. It looks so cool. I feel like a fancy YouTuber now that I'm not using my phone anymore. Okay, but really, the real reason we are here is to talk about Lore by Alexandra Bracken. Now, this review is going to contain spoilers. So, Lore is about a girl named Melora, or Lore. The book takes place about 7 years after her family died. I know, quite a morbid way to begin. And it follows her as she goes through the Aegon, which is where hunters hunt gods and try to gain their power. Now, when I first started this book, I didn't really grasp what it was about. I'd read the descriptions, I had read stuff online, I even read like the little description in the book, but still it didn't make sense to me until I was about like a quarter of the way into the book and like, oh, that makes sense now. I bought this book just off of a whim. I was on Goodreads one day and everybody was raving about it and I was like, okay, let's buy it. Really, what drove me to actually purchase the book was the fact that it was Greek mythology induced. A little bit of a backstory about me, I love Greek mythology, like, love it. So, of course, I see Lore, I see the Medusa head on the cover, and I think, wow, okay, I need this book in my life. So, of course, I purchased it, and over the last probably 2 weeks, I've been reading it. I have to start off by saying that I do really like the characters. The characters are my driving point in this entire book. I read the story for the characters, personally. And I have to say that I really liked this book. It was a fairly enjoyable read, and I felt really sucked into the world. Even though it's modern day, I felt like it was disconnected in so many ways that it worked as its own separate world. Does that make sense? Also, the characters are so incredibly lovable that I literally found myself falling in love with them. Just a little bit of spoilers, I am all here for Van and Miles, like, my heart. My heart, I love it so much, okay? The fact that the author puts a gay relationship into the story in 2021, I love it. It just, you don't see many books doing that anymore, and I just personally think that that's, the way that it was slotted in there was so smooth, and yeah, like I said, my heart was just falling all over that relationship. Low-key, I need to say, I found Athena annoying. I hated her the entire story from the moment we met her. I knew she was trouble. And so whenever she'd pop up, which was a lot because she's there the entire story, I was like, go away, I don't like you. So there's that, but on the topic of characters, I want to talk about Melora and Castor. Now, I was very confused at the beginning of the book because Castor, the first time we meet him, he's fighting Melora and she's like, oh, he's supposed to be dead. And I'm like, what? Like, you don't know anything about their background. I mean, that's fine. You're not supposed to. We're being dropped in the middle of the story. But not knowing what really is going on, it's really hard to kind of defer what they were to each other. Best friends? Were they in a relationship? Were they brother and sister? Why was he supposed to be dead? Like, you ask a lot of questions, and I find that I was asking way too many questions at the beginning of the story than I should have. So that's one thing that kind of bugged me, is we didn't really know anything about Castor until about like chapter 2 or 3, when Melora goes to Thetis' house. And here's the other thing. I found the book, as much as I enjoyed it, I found that it was just repetition over and over and over again. Like, they would go out, they'd try to complete a quest, it'd fail, they'd go back, they'd all grumble about it for a while, they'd go out, they try to complete quests. Like, they're trying to take objectives and it seems like it never really works for them, and that just seems what the story is. And another thing that really bothers me throughout the story is that all the gods basically die. And I don't know if you guys, that really bothers me. You don't get to know anything about the story. You don't get to know anything about anybody else besides that everybody just keeps dying. That being said, I do want to go on to praise the idea of this book. It's fantastically written. I'm a sucker for a third-person point of view, and every piece of this book just seemed to meld so well together that I felt like I was on a river. Yeah, I really do like how Alexandra wrote the book. She has a really nice talent for writing. She has a really great talent for writing, and I don't even know how she does it, but she incorporates a Greek feel into the book, which I love that. I think that's really special and personal that she's done that. This book broke me. I think it was about like second to last chapter. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, my heart, do you hear that sound? That breaking sound? Yeah, that is my heart. See, this is the thing. I couldn't really tell you exactly what happens in the book because it's like you have your main points in each chapter, but it seems like there's a lot of discussions. Like a lot of just talking and not much doing. And the doing parts all seem to happen very, very quickly because a lot of these chapters are actually fairly short. There's a flashback to 7 years earlier and the chapter is like 2 pages, not even. And I mean, I think it's great that Alexandra added the flashback chapters because it gave us a little bit more information into Melora's life, but didn't really give us more information into what the Aegon really is. Now, the entire novel, she's trying to run from the main bad dude, Wrath, yet at the same time, she's trying to chase him because she wants to destroy him. I found it very interesting, and it's like there's a lot of mixed emotions that I have with Wrath because you need to read the book to understand why. But there's a lot of controversy around him. Like, everybody wants him dead because he wants everybody dead, and it's just a lot of death. And Melora wants him to die, basically, because she thought that he killed her family. But it wasn't actually him at all. No, it was Athena. But then, at the very last second, her and Athena make up in, like, a series of glances, and Athena's like, take my power. And lots of twists and turns, and there's a lot of information. A lot of information to digest. If you go into it not really knowing what to expect, it's kind of hard to digest. You find yourself trying to piece together everything about this world and this storyline while you actually read the book. I could honestly see this as a movie. Of course, if in a movie it would highlight a lot more of the action rather than the conversation. And it would leave out a lot of the details that we would have here, that we have here in the book. But I do think that this idea could create a beautiful, beautiful motion picture. So Lore is a standalone book, and I'm not so sure if I like that. Like, the ending kind of allows it to be a standalone book, but I feel like this idea and this story could have been better if it was a series. I rated this story a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads, mainly just because that last star isn't there because I was quite confused for a lot of it, and I did feel like it was repetitive. But nonetheless, the writing was fantastic. The characters were amazing. I love the idea and the story and the fact that she's using the Greek gods and everything like that. Of course, unfortunately, I can't fully explain what this plot is about because there's so much to it and there's so much everywhere. I will leave a link down to the book on Amazon in the description, and I will leave my Goodreads profile as well, where I will write a more detailed review explaining my thoughts. This is more so just me kind of like, what the heck? But yeah, overall, I really did like this book. I definitely would recommend it to my friends. I'm recommending it to you guys. Especially if you love Greek mythology, this book is amazing for you. It's fun to go through and pick out all the little things about history and be like, yeah! Yeah, if you guys are looking for a new read, Lore is definitely an amazing teen read for you. It's super easy to get through. It is about like 460, 470 pages if you're chill with like a bigger book like that, but like I said, it's a super easy read, it's super well written, and it's really, really easy to get along with the characters. If you guys aren't subscribed to me, please hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for when I post, because I post every Friday. Have you guys read Lore, or have you read any other Greek mythology books? Because I want to know, I really do. So comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Friday. Bye-bye. Okay, little side note, I love this camera. It makes me look so professional, and I'm here for it. Okay, bye.